Yo, what is good, everyone? So today I'm going to show you how I created this website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this one is a little different from my previous design because I utilize a lot more JavaScript in this website. So my previous one, if you've seen it already, it had like 3 lines of code or whatnot, but this one has closer to 100 lines of code of just JavaScript. And I'll show you really quick what the design looks like right now, and then also the effects I use with JavaScript too. So pretty much you can see a standard hero section, and I just added a bunch of gradient colors in this one, just messing around with random colors. And pretty much whenever I scroll, check out the navbar once I start to scroll, and you'll notice that it actually has this little bottom border action going on, and it's essentially telling you that, hey, we're on this particular section. So if I were to scroll down to the about, you can see that it actually is highlighted, and this is essentially my about section. I don't have like the word, but just assume it's here. And then these are like just standard, just random like design you see on most websites. And then also note on anything with gradient, you can pretty much replace this with an actual image or SVG icon, whatever you want to. But I just use gradients just for different design here. And then also this would be like a server section, and you can replace these with images, icons, whatever you want to. And then you can see here too, it actually follows and says, hey, we're on the services position. So essentially it's scrolling and letting me know. And then here is essentially the sign up section of my site. And this is the button. So it doesn't actually, I have a line of code where it doesn't display any sort of design on there. You can make it like add a class to here and like make it board or whatever. But since it's a button, I want to take it off. And then here we just got a typical footer down here. And then watch this cool. When I click on the actual website logo, watch the nav bar when I click it on here, that it will actually scroll back and looks like pretty cool effect there. And then instead of actually scrolling, you can also click on it too. So that's a cool little effect I wanted to add here. And you can see that everything updates like this. And then last but not least, when I actually shrink this over, you can see that we have a little tablet hamburger menu action. I'll click on this, and then we have our menu like that. And then let me just shrink this a little more so you can see the responsiveness here. And so I'll shrink it like this. And then we got our typical card stacking on top with some grid action. And then we got the footer here. And then also if I were to click on the actual menu and then like change it on to something else, it scrolls up and also it closes out. So that way it'll click it and doesn't like just leave it there. And then same thing with the logo here. And then last but not least, if I want to right click this and let's do inspect. And I can't make my screen like super small because of the like the size of my computer, but let me just go to like Moto G4 and then let me just show you. This is what, 360 by 640, so it's super tiny. And you can see that everything still fits in. It's nice and clean. And then I'll go down here, the footer too, you can see that. And then for all my, let's see, we got iPhone 5SEers out there. Shout out to you. And you can see that it still fits within these like tiny width phones here. And then also like if I click on the nav menu, you can see it's like that. And then let's do iPad Pro, typical tablet, and you can see there. So that's pretty much what we're going to create for today. So without further ado, let me hop into VS Code and let me show you how I made this. All right, so here I am on VS Code, and I already created a folder to make this. So if you haven't, go ahead, open up your code editor and then go and create a folder for this project. And over here, I'm just gonna simply click on this little new file icon, and let's start off with the index.html. And then let's go ahead and make a new file again. Let's do styles.css, and then let's click it one more time, and let's just say app.js. All right, so now let's go to index.html. And on my shortcut, I'm just gonna press Shift1 exclamation, and then when I press Tab, I just basically boom, it's Emmet, boom, we have it like this. And then title, we can just say this like, I don't know, let's just say scroll website, just because of the little scroll effect I have. And then let's go ahead and let's do a link to the style sheet. So under the title, let me just go and say link. I'm gonna press Tab here. And then basically hrefs going to say the name of the CSS file, which is styles.css. And then let's go into our body section and let's go ahead and start creating the actual website design. So first things first is I'm gonna create the nav bar. So I'm gonna do // just to make a comment. You don't have to make these comments. I'm just doing it since I'm making this tutorial so you can actually see it better. But I'm just gonna say like navbar section. And in the navbar, let's see, what do we want to have here? I'm gonna go ahead and create a nav, and I'm gonna call it with the class of navbar. So in order from a little shortcut, you can do nav dot and then say the class name, so navbar, and press tab. And look at that, auto creates for us. And then I'm gonna press enter here. And then let's create a navbar container. So I'm gonna say dot navbar underscore container. And then when I press tab, it automatically creates a div with the class of navbar container because I didn't actually specify anything before the actual dot. So it just makes div by default. So I'm gonna press enter here. And feel free to name your class whatever you like to. I'm just doing it this way. And then for the A tag, so let's create an A tag. So I'm gonna say A, and then I'm gonna say for an ID, this one's gonna have an ID. So for IDs, you do a hashtag, and then I'm just gonna say navbar underscore logo. Press tab here. And then for the href, since we're using HTML CSS, this is the easiest way to do the little scroll effect. I know there's a way with JavaScript in terms of like scroll positioning, but I just wanted to make it easy on you. But pretty much I'm gonna put the hashtag symbol or the hash, whatever you want to call it, and then home is what I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna press Command B on my keyboard for Mac, not too sure on Windows, but this closes out this like the file tab here so you can see it better. And then inside of this A, let's just say color. I'm gonna go ahead and save this for 1 second. And then what cool little tricks, let me reopen this. If you don't have this extension installed, go to this left section, extensions, and then just type in live server. And let me see, I think it's this one here. Go ahead and download this one by Ritwick Day. Click on this one, install it. And then a cool little thing we can do now is if I were to right click this and click on open with live server, guess what it's gonna do? It's gonna automatically open this website right there. And then also it has like live, like hot reloads. Let me actually see if I can I shrink this more? No, let me put this over here so you can see it better. And if I want to put like just random numbers, save it. Now you can see that it automatically updates without me having to restart and everything. So let's just erase these numbers and let me do Command B. And now underneath this A tag, let's go ahead and create the actual, the nav bars, the icon you see with like the 3 lines, the hamburger menu. So for this one, I'm gonna have this in a div. So I'm just gonna say dot and then a class. So it'll be navbar underscore toggle. And then it's also gonna have an ID. So instead of having to press tab yet, you can do shift 3, so the hashtag, and then do mobile. I'll just do mobile dash menu for this one, and then press tab, and you can see that it creates a class and an ID at the same time. So super clean, super easy. And now in here, this is ideally you want to put an icon, but this is just a cool effect. You saw the little animation. If I go back, like the way it like spins, I used it like that. In order to do that, you have to create a little span bar. So I'm just gonna say span dot bar, press tab, and now I have a span with a class bar, and it's gonna leave it empty. And a cool little shortcut, if you do shift alt and the down arrow, and I press it, it automatically copies it down. So that's on Mac. I'm not sure on Windows, but pretty much that's what you do here. Or shift, I think that's shift option on Mac, yeah. And then basically we're good and set. These are our 3 little hamburger bars here. And then underneath this div, press enter. And let me scroll up, you can see more. And now what we're gonna do is create the actual nav menu. So I'm gonna say UL, so on order list. I'm gonna say dot nav bar underscore menu. Press tab, and we got the UL. So press enter. Now inside of this UL, let's create the actual list item. So I'm gonna say li dots, and let's do nav bar underscore item, class name. Press tab, and then press enter. And then inside of the li, we're gonna do my A tag. So I'm gonna say a dot, class name will be navbar underscore links. ID, let's do hashtag, let's just say home dash page, and then I'm gonna press tab here. So now it's gonna put me in the href, so I'm gonna put hashtag home, and then let me make this a little, yeah, it's like that. And then inside of this actual A tag, let's just put the word home. So let me save this now. You can see we got a little home action going on here, and I click it, nothing really happens. Okay, so now what we need to do is actually copy this. So instead of us writing this every time, basically copy the li with the a tag. So Command C, go underneath this, press Command Victory V. So that's 1, and then 2, and then 3 times, okay? So this second one, the class is the same. The actual href is gonna be about this time, so change the second one to about. Class name is still the same here. ID is going to be about page, and then this one's going to say about. And now for the li, this hashtag is gonna be services, and this is what I'm naming it. Name it whatever you're naming your websites. And then this ID is going to be services page. And then inside the a tag, we're just gonna say, let's see, services. And then the last one, we have to actually change the class name. So this one's the button. So I'm gonna say navbar, or navbar _ btn. href, we're gonna change this one to hashtag sign dash up. Class is actually just gonna be button. And then ID is going to be sign up. So let's do sign up. And then right here is going to simply say sign space up. Save it here. And then we got our amazing little navbar here. So now let me do Command B, open it back up. And let's start styling this. So let's go to styles.css. And let's start adding some fanciness to this. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is do the Shift 8, the little asterisk symbol with the curly braces, and I'm gonna set these initial settings. So box sizing, border box, let's do margin of 0, padding of 0, and if you watch the HTML CSS tutorial, you've probably seen this like a million times. And then for the font family, let's just write this here. We're gonna actually import a Google font eventually, but for now let's just say here, so font family, and I'm just gonna keep this one as KUMBHSANS, and then comma sans serif. And then the actual scroll behavior, how I got to look clean and scroll smoothly, you have to add scroll dash behavior, and let's just put smooth here. All right, so now we're good here. So I say this, now you notice that everything's moved all the way to the corner because we took away the paddings and everything. So now start actually styling this stuff. So let's do .navbar, curly brace here, and let's do background, colon, let's do hashtag 131313, height, let's do 80 pixels, display, I want it to be flex, and then let me show you. So I save this now. You can see nothing happening yet, but what I want to do is basically have under display effects justify content, and I want to make sure everything's centered. So now you can see on the right, it actually centered everything. And then align items will be center. And if you don't have display effects, these won't actually help you work. They won't work out for you. And then font size, let me just do 1.2 rem. So essentially, if you've never seen a rem before, default is 16 pixels, but you can actually update it and make it a different size. But by default, it'd be basically 1.2 times 16. That's the size. As you can see there, they increased. Position, let's see, position, I want it to be sticky. The top, just make sure it's at the very top, so 0. And then Z index, I want to make sure that this thing is above everything. So Z index, think of it like a dimensional, 3-dimensional type where it's like sticking out. So we'll put just 999, some ridiculous numbers so that we know that it doesn't matter what I do on my site, it's always going to be above the additional items in my actual website. And then let's do the navbar container now. So .navbar _ container. Let's do display flex. And then let's do justify content space between. What this is going to do is going to add some spacing. And you can't really see right now because we're on mobile, but eventually once I finish everything up, it's essentially going to give like a nice little space action going on here. Let me just make sure the height is at 80 pixels, and then let's do Z index of 1, and then let's do a width of 100%. So now you can see I had some differentiation to it, and then let's do a max width. So I want this to not span farther than 1300 pixels, and then let's just do margin, and let's see, I have for margin right, I have auto, and margin left, I have auto. So top and bottom. So if you just do margin, it's essentially top, right, bottom, left. But if you were to do like margin dash right, you could do it like this. So instead I want to do, so top and bottom are the same, so it's going to be 0, and then left and right are the same, so it's just going to say auto. So essentially these are first one's top and bottom, second one's left and right if you just do margin. And then let's do padding. And it's the same thing, so padding top bottom is 0, and then left right will be 50 pixels. Save it here. And then after that, let's go ahead and target the Navbar logo. So right now we got nothing yet, but let's just add some stuff. So hashtag Navbar __ logo, because I put an ID on it. Let me scroll up so you can see. And let's do, see, background dash color will be hashtag FF8177. And this is a gradient. So let's just go ahead and do background dash image. And let's do linear gradient of to top. Let me close this Command B so you can see better. And let's do hashtag FF0844, 0%, and then hashtag FFB199, 100%. Now, if you don't like typing this out, there are websites where I got all of my gradients. They just give you like a CSS, a copy. But let me just do this couple ones, first ones now, and then I'll do everything after. So let's do background size, let's do 100%. And let's just do dash WebKit dash background dash clip colon text. And let's do Moz dash background dash clip colon text here. And then let's do dash WebKit dash text dash fill dash color colon transparent. And then last one for this probably dash Moz dash text dash fill dash color colon transparent again. So let's save it and let's check it out. Now we got a little gradient logo going on. And then under here, let's just do display flex and then align items center. Cursor, I want it to have a little pointer when I hover. And let's do text decoration to be none. And then font size will be 2 rem. So originally other designs have like a little icon logo, so this one can be nice and centered, but since we don't have one for this, then you don't have to worry about that, but at least you'll have the settings there. And then let's do navbar menu now. So .navbar __ menu, curly brace. Let's do display flex. Let's do align items to be center. Let's do list style to be none. And let's save here. So now you can see a little navbar flex action going on. And let's do, let's see, the navbar __ item. I want that height to be 80 pixels. Say that here. And then let's see, let me scroll up more. We got navbar links, so let me do .navbar __ links. And do the curly braces. Let's say, let's color these white. So hashtag FFF. And then let's do display flex. Align items to be center. Let's do justify content center. And then let's see, let's do a width of 125 pixels. And text decoration, get rid of the little underline, do none. And then I want the height to fill 100% so it's nice and centered. So now you can see we got a little cleaner looking navbar here. I'm gonna make it desktop view in just a second. Let me finish this up and then we can see the little masterpiece we made. And then let's see, we got .navbar __ btn curly brace. I'm gonna go ahead and say display flex. Got justify content to be centered. Align items to be centered. And let's see, let's do padding 0.1 rem. So that's essentially 16 pixels. So that's top, bottom 0, left, right, 1 rem. And then let's put the width at 100%. And right now you can't see anything because the button is like way over here, but just know it's chilling, it's doing its thing. Now actually style the button. All right, so here is where it actually goes and gets pretty crazy, but let's just do .button curly brace. I'm gonna say display flex, and then I'm gonna say justify content to be center. And then let's just do a line items to be center, text decoration to be none. Let's do padding to be 10 pixels, top, bottom, left, right, 20 pixels. Height, so let me scroll this back up. I want it to be 100%. Let's do width to be 100%. Border is none. Outline is none. Border dash radius is 4 pixels. And let's do background. So this is where it gets fancy. So let me write it out first for you, and then let me show you a site that I actually got these, because in case you don't have, you just don't want to go to the site. Basically, you're gonna say background colon, and this is essentially like a fallback. So if the gradient doesn't pop up, this will just replace it. So it'd be hashtag 833AB4, and then we're gonna say background colon dash WebKit dash linear dash gradient. So I'll just press tab, autofills. And then we're gonna say to right, comma, then hashtag FCB045, comma, hashtag FD1D1D1, comma, and let me see, did I mess something up? FD1D1, so just replace the last D, should be just 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So FD1D1D, and then last one be hashtag 833AB4. Alright, so now if I save this here, it's quite crazy long, but then I press enter again, and basically let me actually go back to this line, do shift alt or shift option down arrow, and then let's update these again. So let's do this one, we'll just straight up say erase the WebKit, it's gonna say linear gradient, and then pretty much we just keep everything here. And then let's do underneath this one, let's just say color to be white, so hashtag FFF. And let's make a transition, so transition to be all 0.3 SEs. Save it here. And now you can see we got a little button action. All right, so that is how you manually type out the gradient. But let me show you this site here. So this one's called UI gradients. I think there's like a couple if you type in just like gradients online. And if you click show gradients, it'll show you like all these different fancy gradients, right? And I think can I search? I don't think I can search, but let me see. I can't. I think this one was literally called Instagram, but I don't know where it's at. But anyway, so pretty much let's just say you want to pick a gradient, like okay, this one, be the sunset, looking clean. You click it, and then you go to this little like get CSS thing right here. You click it, and then it basically tells you copy. Just click copy. And then if I were to go back and basically if I, that's not right here, I can just straight up copy then paste this into our code and save it. And you can see it's literally, it changed the button color. But I'm gonna use the original one. I think that one looks cleaner, but I mean, it's gradient. But you get the point, so if you don't want to sit and type it out, just go to that website and just straight copy paste it, boom, you're done. And I think there's another site too, so there's other sites that have different gradients, but that one is just one of them. And now let's continue finishing up our navbar. We're almost done. Let's do some hover action now. So let's do under the button dot navbar underscore links colon hover, and let's just say color hashtag, let's see what, 9518FC, and let's do transition. Let's do all 0.3 SEs, and then let's do dot button. Actually, no, we'll keep the button. We don't need actually this. So let's just save this first and let's just see what happened. So you can see here we got a little purplish action going on, and then let's start editing our media query. Now actually notice too one little trick. If you notice when I hover over it, it's like instantly. So let's actually go copy this line of code, go back to the navbar links, and let's add it there. Save it and let's see if it works. So you can see it's more cleaner because it's almost like a bounce up down effect where it transitions in and out. If I removed it, it's like instantly. See how it's like instant, and then I put it back. So this is a way if you wanted to add like the effect where it's like nice and smooth and clean. That's how you essentially do it. You have to have a another transition on the original code and then one on the hover, so it has like the nice clean smooth effect. And now let's mess around with the media query. So let's do @media screen and max. Let's do dash width colon 960 pixels curly brace, and let's do .navbar underscore container. And I'm using 960 because of that breakpoint. That's where I had issues with the design. So I wanted to essentially do this once it hits this breakpoint. So every website is different. You might have different breakpoints, but this one for this design does it. So I'm gonna say display here. I want it to be flex, justify content. Let's see, space between. And let's do height will be 80 pixels. The index will be 1. Let's see, width to be 100%. And I want to set a max width of 1300 pixels with padding of 0. Alright, so let me just shrink this back again. You can see what's going on. So then under the navbar container, we're still in our media query. Let's target the navbar menu. So let's do .navbar underscore menu. And curly brace here, and let's just say display to be grid template columns. Want that to become, let's do auto. Let's do margin of 0. Let's see, width 100%. Position. So this, I'm using position absolute because of the for the actual effect here. So let's do position absolute. I want the top to be -1000 pixels because this is the drop down effect. I mean, there's different ways to do this, but this way just works. And I just make sure that it's not showing. So in case you're like, what the heck's happening? Pretty much like the drop down effect, it's like way up the top, and then when I click it on active, it will bring it down to whatever I set it. And you can't use top unless you have position absolute, or you're just going to be frustrated why it's not working. And then let's do opacity, let's make it 1. And transition to be all 0.5 SEs with a Z index. Let's do -1 here. And now let's do a navbar menu active. So this essentially is the active menu. So whenever you click on the icon, it actually showcases that. So let's do .navbar underscore menu .active. And when we trigger this, I want the background of the mobile menu to be #131313. Top is going to be 100%. Let's do opacity to be 1. Transition, not transform, to be, let's see what I put, all 0.5 SEs. Z index to be 99. And then let's set a height. I want it to be 60% of the viewport height. So essentially the view will be 60 VH. And then font size will be 1.6 rem. Save that here. And right now, nothing is happening because we haven't toggled the actual nav menu. So essentially what's happening is it's basically -1000%. So if I were to close this out, you can see like our nav, and if I put a background here, you can see it better. You can see our navs right here, but since I have active set, it's basically gone. So that's pretty much, that's just showing you what it is. But let me just keep these here so you can see the styling action we're doing. And let's see, let's do okay. So under here, let me bring this over so you can see what we're actually doing. All right, so let's do hashtag. So the ID navbar underscore logo. I want the padding left to be 25 pixels because it's like all the way on the edge. Now we fix that. And now let's do .navbar underscore toggle space .bar curly braces. And now we're creating the actual hamburger menu now. So let's do width to be 25 pixels. height to be 3 pixels, margin to be 5 pixels auto, transition to be all 0.3s ease in out, and background will be white. And then let's go under here, let's do dots navbar underscore item. Let's do a width of 100%. And then underneath that item, let's do dot navbar underscore links. Text align to be center. Alright, we'll have to click off. Then we got, let's see, padding to be 2 rem. Width to be 100%, and I want the display to be table. So now we got a little center action going on, and let's see what else we got. Navbar button. So let's do here. Let me scroll up. So dot navbar underscore btn. Let's just say padding bottom to be 2 rem. Okay, we got a little spacing right there. Let's do dot button. Curly brace display colon flex. Let's do justify content center. Align item center. Width will be 80%. Height will be 80 pixels and margin will be 0. Alright, button's a little thicker now, looking at it right now. And then let's see, we got mobile menu, so ID will be hashtag mobile dash menu, curly braces, position absolute, top 20%, right 5%. So if I say this right now, you can't see it because I didn't add this last line, transform, translate 5%, comma 20%. And I think it's actually hidden because of the background. So you can see the mobile menu. So I'm gonna uncomment this now so it goes away. And let me just close this out here. And we still cannot see our menu. So let me actually, oh yeah, I forgot this last line here. So let's do dot navbar underscore toggle and then space dot bar, and let's do display block and cursor pointer. All right, there we go. There's a little hamburger menu. And now let's do the little effect so that it has a little animation. So let's do hashtag, let's see, mobile dash menu dot is dash active space dot bar colon nth dash child parentheses of 2. So if you're like, what in the world is this alien writing? Basically, we're adding a class is active, and essentially whenever we click it, I want this to be toggled, and then also on the bars nth dash child of 2. So I go back to index.html. This should be on like 3 lines, it's hard to see. But essentially this is the first child, this is the second, and this is the third, and rinse and repeat depending how many you have. So I'm targeting essentially the second one, and I wanted to do a little cool spin so that, like, if you see here, look at the second one, it spins and it goes like diagonally up, and then the top and the child 1 goes down, and then the third and child is just like bye-bye and disappears. So that's essentially what we're doing here. So now I go back, the second, actually I think the second child disappears. Okay, let me see, let's see, opacity 0. So that one just disappears there. And then let me just copy paste these. Let's do Command C. And then you can just change the child to 1. And then erase opacity, and then just put transform colon translate, what is that, Y? Yeah, capital Y, parentheses, 8 pixels, and then rotate 45 DEG, which is degrees. And then we can just copy this and paste it one more time. Change this to the third child, And I want to just put a negative sign in front of the translate and negative sign in front of the rotate. And then let's go ahead and save it. And now when you click it, guess what happens? Nothing, because there's no JavaScript. So you want to add that. Let's see what we got. Yeah, let's go ahead and add that. So let's do Command B, add that JS, go to that file, Command B here, and let's target the first thing. So let me just call this const menu. You can name this whatever you want. You can name this tacos if you want to. And so equal to document.query selector, and I'm using query selector instead of like ID or document.get class, etc. because it's just, I can always switch it. If I have a class in this HTML, I can switch it easily just by putting a dot instead of a thing. So query selector, and what are we targeting? We're targeting the mobile menu. So it's going to be hashtag mobile dash menu. Now where the heck is this? Let me Command B back. On the end of the HTML, we put an ID right here on our actual hamburger menu. So I put ID so I can target with JavaScript. So right now we're targeting essentially this entire little icon thing we made right there, and then we're calling it the name menu. All right, you want to name it Taco Bell, I mean name it Taco Bell too, whatever you want to. And then I want to target the actual navbars, the ULs, which are these guys right here. So what that is essentially, I'm just call this const, let's just say menu capital L links equals document dot query selector parentheses, and this one is actually a class. So for classes you dot navbar underscore underscore menu, which is what we named the class. I'm gonna go back. You can see here this is our UL. So essentially this entire div, it's called, the class we have is navbar underscore underscore menu, which has all of our home, about, service, etc. buttons. And we're targeting it here, and we're calling it menu links is the name of this. You want to call this fried chicken, call it that, but that makes more sense, call it menu links. And then we can actually toggle this. So what we do now, we have to write a function. So let me actually see, let's see, I'm gonna do comments. So you can just ignore this, come write comments to just say display mobile menu. Now how are we gonna do that? Well, we have to actually write a function that adds a class that we have either active or is active, which is the ones we have in our CSS. So let me just go back way down here. We have this one that we want to trigger for the menu, and then also for the actual little animation effect, the class is active. So how are we going to do that? Well, I'm going to essentially create an arrow function. So in order to do that, you simply just say const the name of your function. So my function, I'm just going to call this mobile menu, and then obviously it's an arrow function, so we set that equal to parentheses with the arrow, and then a curly braces here. And then now, so I want to write my actual code here. So we have the menu, which is targeting the actual menu section. So what I'm going to do is say menu, and then this is JavaScript where you say dot class list, and then I want to toggle. So essentially it's like true or false, true or false. So think of it like active, not active, active, not active. And for this one, I want to toggle the class that we put, which called is dash active. And then underneath this, we have menu links, and I'm gonna say dot class list dot toggle, and I want to set that to the class active. So essentially, whenever I click the little icon, I want to toggle these two classes here. And then how do we even toggle this? Well, you have to actually add an event listener. So I'm gonna say menu. So now we're targeting the actual div of the hamburger menu section, the icon. I'm gonna say dot add event listener parentheses, and it takes in some sort of action. So this one's gonna be a click, and then I'm gonna say comma, and then I'm just gonna pass in the name of the function that we created up here. Now there's additional ways where people do like function parentheses, and they do like this, and they write the logic there. But I already wrote my function above, so all I have to do is literally, I just have to say mobile menu, press save, and everything works out. Right now, watch what's gonna happen. If you guessed it, I click it, nothing happened. You know why? Because I didn't import the script tag on the HTML at the bottom. So right before the closing body div, just do script And then let's do src equals to quotes app.js. Let's save and let's see if this works now. So boom, just like magic, we got our little action right now. And here, nothing is happening because we haven't had the additional effects. So if I click it, like it doesn't close. The only way it closes is if I put the X, because that's the only thing we target in the JavaScript. But as you can see, in terms of the first section, I mean, not too bad. We're pretty much almost there. Just kidding, we got a bunch to go. But you can see here, this is how it looks. And then when I scroll it back, we got a little nav menu here. All right, so now let's go under this nav section and let's start editing our next one, which I just call this the hero section. So the first one. So let me just spread this out a little bigger so you can see it. And I'm gonna put comma, so I do command slash to write a comma, and I'm just gonna call this the hero section. And then let's go ahead and let's start writing our HTML. All right, so this one is fairly easy for the HTML, so let's just go ahead and let's do dot hero and then hashtag home here, press tab. So we got the class of hero with the ID of home. And let's do hero container. So let's do dot hero __ container. Press tab there. Scroll up a bit. And then let's do the hero heading. So I just call this h1 dot. And let's say hero __ heading. Press tab there. And then I'm going to say choose your. And then I'm going to say a span tag here. Press tab. And then I'm just gonna say color. So that's how I did the effect with like the first part was like white and the second was like gradient. And then underneath this h1 here, let's go and do a p tag with the class of dot hero __ description. Press tab here, and I just put what unlimited possibilities. And then underneath that, we're gonna have a button with the class of main __ btn. Press tab there, and then inside of the button, I'm gonna have an a tag, which is simply just gonna say a. Press tab, a should I just put a hashtag, and then let's just put explore. Save it there, and boom, hero section is done. Now we just need to add some styling to it. So this one shouldn't be too bad, but let's go to styles, and let me go under here. Let me do command slash so we can add a comma. Call this the hero section. All right, so let's do, let's see, dot hero curly brace. Background is, let's see, hashtag 00000, so basically black here. And then let's do background. That's the fallback again. So this one's gonna be the linear gradient this time. So linear gradient, I'm gonna say 2 right, hashtag 161616, hashtag 00000, and then done with that. And then let's say padding should be 200 pixels by 0. Save it. All right, now we got something going on here. Now let's go under hero section. Let's do dot hero __ container, and let's do display flex direction column. Let's do justify content center, align item center. Let's see, I want the max width to be, let's set that to 1200 pixels. Let's do margin 0 auto. And so that one essentially makes it centered, the margin 0 auto. And then let's do height. Let's just do 90%. Should be semicolon. And I want the line, so text align center. I want my text to be center, and I want padding to have 30 pixels, so it has like a little spacing on the sides. And you can see we got some progress. Everything's centered now. Hard to see it, but it's there. And now let's see, we got the hero heading. So let's just do this. The dot hero __ heading. curly brace here. Let's just do font dash size to be 100 pixels. Margin dash bottom to be 24 pixels, and then color to be #FF. Alright, so we got some size going on here, and since it's on mobile, I haven't had the media query. It's kind of big, but it shouldn't be that big on that size. And then for the hero span, let me actually, let's see, so just do hero __ heading space span curly brace, and this is gonna be, so essentially I got this from the same site I showed you, right? So I just clicked on like literally you can just click on this Ibiza sunset and just copy this, and this should work. I mean, I think it's a different one, but it's literally the same concept. You save it here, and then we go back, and you can see that the background now is like this. Now if you're like, well, I don't get this, you can literally go back to the top where we did it up here, just copy the background 3 lines, and then just like delete these last 2 and change the hex codes to whatever matches mine. Or you just don't even have to put a gradient. This is just preference here. But basically, what we need to do now is add the background dash size to be 100%. And then let's see, dash WebKit dash background dash clip to be text, dash Moz dash background dash clip to be text as well, and dash WebKit dash text dash fill dash color, let's see, transparent, and dash Moz dash text dash fill dash color transparent as well. Save it. Now we got little gradient color action. Alright, so I think this one actually looks better than the one I had. But it doesn't matter, it's just a gradient. And then let's go underneath this one, and let's see what we got going now. So let's do dot hero __ description, and let's see, font size to be 60 pixels. Background, yes, I think this is the same. Let me show you how to save some time. So let's just copy this, and no, these are just comments telling you like the different browsers for it. So I'm gonna copy that one, and then I'm just gonna update the actual hex code. So basically this is gonna be, let's see, DA22FF. This one, first one's gonna be 911F or 4FF, and then this one's going to be, let's see, what, DA22FF, and then underneath these, let's see, erase that, it's gonna be 8F0EFF, and then this one's gonna be DA22FF, and this is like a purple thing. I mean, you guys could literally copy another gradient from the site and just pick a random one. It doesn't really matter. And let's just straight up copy this text here. Save us a bunch of time. Save it. Boom. Alright, cool. Or you could just put like color purple. Same thing. But trying to be fancy here. Let's do dot highlight. Let's do curly brace border dash bottom. 4 pixels solid RGB 132, 0, 255. Save it there. And this is our most important thing. This is the code that whenever we click and scroll on our nav, actually is going to update with this little border bottom right here. Now let's add the mobile responsiveness. So at media, screen, and max width, make sure I have this, be what, 768 pixels. Let's do dot hero __ heading. I want that to be font size of 60 pixels. So you can see on the right, it actually shrunk. And then I'm gonna have the dot hero __ description. This one's gonna be font size of 40 pixels. All right, and then we're pretty much done with this. The other thing we need to do is actually edit the button, and we're actually going to, let me see if I can put this somewhere else. Let me see. Yeah, we're actually gonna edit this in the next section because I use the same button for pretty much the other two. So let's just go and let's start creating that now. So let's go back to index.html. And underneath this, let's see, we got the about section next. So let's go under here. So I'm gonna do command / to make a comment, just call this one the about section. And pretty much here is the main content. So I'm just gonna call this main. You name it whatever you want to, but I could call this about too, it doesn't matter. But let's do dot main for the class with the hashtag of about for the ID. And then in here, let's do dot main __ container. And then let's do dot main __ image -- container. And then this, I called this image container just because originally I had images in it, but I just replaced it with straight up a gradient instead, just to like save up space and loading speed. But here let's just do dot main __ image -- card. And then inside of here we're actually gonna have a icon, font awesome icon. So let's just leave it blank for now. Let's just put like icon in the middle so you can see it. And then I'll save it right now, and you can see we got nothing going on yet. And then underneath this div here, press enter, and then let's do dot main __ content. And then h1, let's just say what do we do? Cause I don't know. And let's go under here. Let's do h2. We help businesses scale. And p tag would just be schedule a call to learn more about our services. And then under here, I'm simply just going to write the button again, so I can just copy this original one here, get it, and just paste it, and change this to schedule call. Save it, and now you can see we got a little hero action going on. So that's pretty much that, and it's pretty much the exact same thing as the where is it at? The feature section. So since we're here already, now I know what, let me do it later, I don't want to confuse you guys. Let's just go back to styles. Let's call this about section, aka the main section, doesn't matter what you name it. And now let's start editing. So let's see, what do we have first? The first thing is the main. So let's do dot main curly brace background - color. Let's see what hashtag 131313, and then padding to be 10 rem 0. Let's see what happened. We got the main section. Okay, and let's do dot main main __ container curly brace display grid. Let's do grid template columns to be 1FR 1FR. So essentially think of this as like two boxes side by side, and they're equal in essentially dimensions. So it's spreading out, essentially think of it like 50-50 almost. And then align items, I want to make that to be centered. Let's do justify content to be centered. Let's see, margin, I want to center this too here, so margin 0 auto. Height is going to be 90%. Z index will be 1. Let's see, what else we got? Width to be 100%. Max width is going to be 1300 pixels. And what have we got? padding, let's do 0 top bottom, left right 50 pixels. Save it. Let's see what we got now. So now you can see it's like the 1FR grids. And even let me see if I can expect this so you can see. Actually, I can't see anything, so let me wait till I finished and you can see it. Let's see, let's do dot main underscore content color hashtag FF with 100%. And got some content color text now. And then let's see, what do we got here? Dot main underscore content h1. This was just a gradient. So let's say font size to rem. And let's see, let's actually go back up to, yeah, let's go here. I think I have it. Let me see if I have this. I know I wrote this somewhere. Maybe I haven't got to that point yet. Oh yeah, it's right here. So go all the way back up to the hashtag Navbar underscore logo. And if you don't want to scroll up, just do Command F on your keyboard and just do hashtag Navbar. And you'll find it right there. And actually, wait, what were we just at? Oh, there's two? What the heck? Yeah, go to the first one. Navbar underscore logo. And then basically go and copy all of this background Moz transparent text, and then scroll all the way at the bottom, or you can do a little hack. You see on the right side, go like this. Now I'm at the bottom, and then just paste that in there, and let's just update the colors. Let's just say background color to be FE3B6F, and let's see, let's change this one to FF087B. And then this one's gonna be hashtag ED1A52. And then let me go underneath this one, Moz, and let's say text transform uppercase. And then let's just say margin dash bottom 32 pixels. Awesome, now we got a little gradient action going on there. And now let's go, and this is a fun part. So let's do dot main underscore content h2 this time. And this one's very similar to the ones above. Let me scroll back up and just copy this. Just go back to here, description, and just take, oh, this should be Moz. Yeah. Take this tire background color with the Moz text, Command C, scroll down, and straight up. Before you paste, let's say font size for rem, and then we can paste that code in. Let's save it now. Now you can see got some color action. So I think I have a different color on here. Let's see, what did I put for this? Let's change this first background color to FF8177. To right, let's do what, 911. Yeah, 4FF, still good there. D2. Actually, yeah, I think I used the same one. Alright, cool. That's so perfect. We're good there. Just the background color is different. And then let's see, I have background size, everything. Okay, scroll down here, and then let's go underneath this one, and let's do dot main underscore content p tag. And this one's just gonna simply be margin dash top of 1 rem, font size of 2 rem, font weight of 700. And we got, let's see what we got. Okay, font's bigger, it's good. And then main btn, so this is the actual one now. Okay, let's do dot main underscore btn, curly brace, font size will be 1.8 rem, And now we actually got to scroll all the way back to, let's see, let me do Command F and see if I can find this. Hashtag 833. Oh yeah, so do Command F, hashtag 833. So if you copy the original gradient on the beginning button, or just type in dot button, so I just do dot button, and then way up here, we need this exact gradient. So let's see, this one right here. Copy this, go to the bottom, paste, and let's see, save it here. I want to make sure we got the right one. Yeah, I think that's the right one. 83 FC. Oh yeah, we're fine. Doesn't really matter. It's gradient color. And now let's set the padding to be 20 pixels by 60 pixels. Much bigger. Border to be none. Let's do border dash radius to be 4 pixels. Color hashtag FFF. And let's do margin dash top to rem. So spacing on the top. Let's do cursor pointer. Got a little hand pointer action. And let's see what else we got. I want to say position relative. Transition all 0.35s. And then align to be none. So it looks like, oh yeah, I need to actually do the, and we're adding a position relative because we're gonna have a little hover effect too. So in case you're like, what the heck's going on? But now I'm gonna say dot main underscore underscore btn a tag, because we gotta get rid of that little underline. I'm gonna say position relative. I'm gonna say z index of 2, color hashtag FFF. So technically we can get rid of this color, it didn't actually work. And then text decoration none. Boom, outline is gone, and it's down here too. Okay, so now you can see the button. Got it everywhere now. And this is the little hover effect we got. So I'm gonna say, let's go this up. Dot main underscore underscore btn colon after position absolute content. You need to make sure it's an empty string, if else you're gonna have weird effects happening. I'm gonna set the top to 0, the left to 0, the width to 0, and the height to 100%. And then I want the background to be hashtag FF1EAD, and then transition all 0.35s. And then border radius 4 pixels. So right now, if you're confused, that makes sense because we actually, this stuff's kind of complicated, but basically this is a little effect to do the hover thing. So once I show you, once I have the hover, then you'll see what happens. So let me fix it. Let me add that right now. Let's do dot main underscore underscore btn colon hover. And I want to make sure the text maintains white, so hashtag FFF. And oh, what happened? Hashtag FFF semicolon. And then I'm gonna say dot main underscore underscore btn colon hover colon after. I want the width to be 100%. Let's save it, and now you can see our little slide over animation action going on here. We still got a menu working. Okay, cool. And then also we got the schedule call here too. So now let's start editing additional things. So right now, let me see if I scroll over. You can see we don't have the actual gradient card, so let's go ahead and edit that too. So now I'm gonna say dot main underscore underscore img dash dash container. Let's say text dash align to be center. And let's do dot main underscore underscore img dash dash card. Want the margin to be 10 pixels. Want the height to be 500 pixels. Width to be 500 pixels. border radius to be 4 pixels. Let's do display flex direction column. Let's do justify content center, and then color hashtag FFF, and then let's set the background dash image to just be a linear gradient of 2 right, comma, hashtag 00dbde 0%, comma, hashtag fc00ff 100%. And then let's add a semicolon and save. And let's see. We got a little cart action. Awesome. All right. So now we need to add actual icons. So let's see. Let's go and edit this stuff. So let me scroll this back over, and let's head over to Font Awesome. All right. So now I'm on Font Awesome. So if you don't want to use icons, then you can ignore this. But in case you haven't already, go ahead and create a Font Awesome account. Then click on the little icon here, and then go to Font Awesome CDN, and it'll lead you to this page. And then simply just copy this right here, and then let's scroll this back, and then go back to your index.html file. So click here, and then let me go right below our styles.css, just paste that CDN in, save it. And now what we can do is actually go into our, let's see, where's it at? Let me go back to our site so you can see what happened. Go into, where's that? Icon here, where we have icon. And then we can just add in a class. If you never use Font Awesome, basically you can just search up icons and just copy and paste them. But for this sake, where's it at? Oh yeah, here's the icon I have. Essentially, erase icon and then just do, or you can just test I and press tab, and then basically in the actual class, so that equal to FAS space FA dash layer dash group, and then just hit save. And you can see a little tiny icon here. So now let's go back to styles.css, and then I'm gonna set under here. I'm gonna have another icon we're gonna add eventually, but let's just put it here for now. So FA dash layer dash group, comma, and then the next one is FA dash users. Curly brace here, let's just say font size 14 rem. And see, it's ginormous now, perfect, right? So that's what I want to have here. And then for the second, we're actually gonna have let's see. Let me go back and make sure, because if I go back here, alright, yeah, that's what we got going on right now. So let me see if on the actual, so we're actually gonna have another card. So since we're here, let's just write it out for now. It's gonna have an idea of hashtag card dash 2, and then literally I'm just gonna copy this. Let's see, go up to, just copy this random gradient here, and let me just paste it down. And then let me just change some of the colors. So this one is gonna be FF512F, and this one, actually we can delete, let me scroll this out. You can delete this third color here. Oh, what happened? Delete that third color, and then the second one will be, let's see, DD2476, and then I'm gonna change this one to, let me get rid of this comma. I'm gonna say FF512F, and then the bottom one, let's get rid of this last color here. Get rid of, it should be these though. So let's get rid of the second one here. Let's just erase this and just say FF512F. And then for this one, let's just say DD2476. And we haven't created this card yet, but that's the next, I think that's the second and last section. So we'll have it there just for now. And then let's start adding, let's put more responsive. This is just a comment, I have to type this. But now let's actually write the mobile responsiveness. So here I'm gonna say let's see, at media, media screen and max dash width 1000, so 1100 pixels. I'm gonna say dot main underscore container curly brace. I'm gonna say display colon, let's do grid. Let's say grid, grid template columns. Want that to be 1FR. Align items to be centered. Justify content center. Let's see, we got width to be 100%. Margin colon 0 auto. And then height will be 90%. So right now, you can see you got a little column 1FR action going because it stacks on top. Then I'm gonna say dot main underscore image img dash dash container display flex justify content center, and then I want the main underscore image dash dash card to be height of 425 pixels with the width to be 425 pixels. So it's like a little smaller, so you got a little side action going. And then let's see, we got dot main underscore content. Let's say text align center. Let's see, scroll over here. Now it's like this. Let's save it here. Text align center. Then I'm gonna say margin dash bottom to be 4 rem. And then under here, let's do dot main underscore content h1. Want the font size to be 2.5 rem. Then margin dash top to be 2 rem. And then let's do dot main underscore content h2. Font size is gonna be 3 rem. And then let's do main underscore content of the p tag. Let's do margin dash top of 1 rem, and then font size will be 1.5 rem. And let's save that here. So far is what it looks like. And then for the smaller screens, let's just do add media screen and max dash width of 480 pixels. And let's just do dot main underscore img dash dash card. Let's set the width to be 250 pixels. And let me scroll up. And then let's set the height to be 250 pixels. And let's see, okay. And then I want to have the under here, let's do f.fa dash users, and then comma dot fa dash layer dash group. So these are icons. I want them to be smaller, so let's just say font size 4 rem. And then dot main underscore content h1 font dash size to be 2 rem, and then margin dash top to be 3 rem. And let's just go ahead and copy the h2 and the p tag from above. Let's paste this here. Let's change the h2 to be 2 rem. The p tag margin top be 2 rem. Font size is the same, so technically you can just leave that fine like this. And then let's see, dot main underscore btn. I just wanted that to be padding 12 pixels by 36 pixels, and then margin 2.5 rem 0. And I think we're set in terms of mobile responsiveness and everything. So now let's go back and let's go ahead and let's do the services section now. So let's go index.html under here, command / Oh, what happened? And we close it, and let's just say services section here. And basically we're going to say a div of services with the hashtag of services. So a div class and ID. And here I'm going to have an h1 that says our services. And then let's do dot services underscore underscore wrapper. Press tab here. And then we're going to have dot services underscore underscore card. And then I'm going to have an h2 which say, let's see, custom colorways. Then under the h2 is going to say P, so AI powered technology. And then underneath that I'm going to have dot services underscore underscore btn. And then here's going to have a button that just simply says get started. And now we can go ahead and copy the services card div with the h2, the p tag, and the services button. And then underneath that card, but still in the services wrapper, just paste it 1, 2, 3 times. So you have 4 now. And then basically we can change these. So let's just say, are you ready? And let's see, we got take the leap. And then here, let's do full gradients. And we'll see what we got. 100 combinations. And then last one will be just infinite choices. And it's gonna say thousands of colors. I just made up random text here. We're pretty much good now with the services HTML. So now let's go ahead and style this. So go over to the style CSS all the way under here. And let me comment and just say service section. Now under here, let's do dot services background to be hashtag, where's it? 131313. Let's do display flex direction column. Let's do justify content center, align item center, height to be 100% with a padding of 10 round of 0. So now you can see we got a little section here. And then under here, let's do dot services h1. And this is basically a linear gradient. So let me just go and Command F really quick. Let me just type in WebKit. Yeah, here we go. So the Navbar logo. I'm just gonna copy this background color, everything, and then scroll all the way to the bottom, back to where we were at. And let me just paste this in here. Let me change this background color to FF8177. And then let's change this to top to 2 right. And this one has some crazy color on here. So let me just say this for now, see what this looks like. Yeah, I mean, at this point it doesn't really matter. I don't really care too much about the color too much. But yeah, let's just make it like that for now, just save some time. And then let's just do a margin dash bottom to be 5 rem. And then a font size to be 2.5 rem. And we can save it. Now we got a little services section right there. So now under the H1, let me see. Let's do a dot services underscore underscore wrapper. Let's say display grid. Let's say grid template columns. So I want 4 columns. I'm gonna say 1FR, 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 1FR. Then I'm gonna say grid template dash rows 1FR. And then underneath here, let's do dot services underscore underscore card. I'm gonna say margin 10 pixels, height to be 425 pixels, width to be 300 pixels, border radius to be 4 pixels, display flex direction, I want this to be a column, justify content center, color hashtag FFF, background image, so let's do background dash image, linear gradient, 2 right, comma, hashtag 00 dB DE 0%, comma, hashtag FC00FF 100%. And then let's just do transition 0.3 S ease dash in. So let's see if anything happened. So right now you can see we got a little gradient action going on right now, and nothing's happening yet. But basically, let me see, we'll go down. We're gonna have our next one, so dot services __ card hashtag nth dash child of the second one now, so second container. And you can literally go to the site and just go and pick like a bunch of colors. So the UI Gradients site, it's uigradients.com, and just click on random colors. I mean, literally just click on them and just paste them in here. So like I'm gonna click on stripe, get CSS, copy this, and then basically just go paste. You can see we got another color here. And then let's copy this again. And then let's just say nth child of 3. And now let's see. This one, I have a specific color for this one. So that was another website I used called Web Gradients that also works too. But again, these are literally just example purposes, so it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna just copy it in here. And you can see, if you want to pause it and copy that, you can write that down. So that's the third one. Again, these are just really doesn't matter for this part. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have it like that. I just kept the fourth one just the same, just to save like time. But pretty much you get the point. And then let's do dot services __ card h2. Let's say text align to be center. And then underneath here, let's do dot services __ card at the p tag. What happened? I'm gonna say text align to be centered, margin dash top to be 24 pixels, font size to be 20 pixels, and then under here let's do dot services __ btn for button, display flex, just like content center, margin dash top 16 pixels. And then let's do dot services __ card, then button. So now we're targeting the actual button side of there. Let's see, color hashtag FFF. Let's do padding 14 pixels by 24 pixels. Let's do border to be none, outline to be none, border dash radius 4 pixels, background to be hashtag 131313, font size to be 1 round. And then let's do dot services __ card, button colon hover. I want to have the cursor pointer. And then the last one before the media queries would just simply be dot services __ so 2 card colon hover. And let's do transform scale 1.075, transition 0.3 S ease dash in, and then cursor pointer. Alright, so now that's set before the media queries, and let's check out what we got. So this is what we got going on now. I put a lepo. Take the lepo. Alright, doesn't matter for here. I guess here's simple design, nothing fancy. And then again, you can replace these with images. So if you want to know how to do that, you just literally, where's it at? Yeah, you just put an image tag in here. That's it. It's that simple. And now let's go ahead and add the media queries. So say at media screen and max width 1300 pixels. And I want to set the dot services underscore wrapper. It's wrapper with the R. I'm going to say grid template columns, and I only want 2 now, so 1FR, 1FR. So before I hit save, you can see how it's like 4. Or it's not only showing 3 right now, but I save it. Now you can see they 2. So essentially 1 column here, 1 column here. And then under here, let's do add media screen and max width of 78 pixels. Let's do dot services underscore wrapper grid template columns if we want FR. So now even shorter, now we're only 1 column. Alright, so cool there. And that shows you like simple ways to use grid. And then the bottom is gonna be the footer CSS. So let's call this footer CSS. Before, let me save this now. Let me go back to index.html, and I basically want to add the feature section for the footer. So underneath our services cards, let's just say features section, and then I scroll here and basically highlight this code here, Command C, and then scroll all the way back down, paste this, and now what we're going to do here is we're going to reverse this. So essentially, first thing is change the about to sign up. So this is like our sign up nav, where we'll move to this section when we click the sign up button. And then what you need to do is pretty much get this main content, highlight all of it, Command X, and then inside of this main container right here, go underneath it and there's paste. And then you save, and I have Prettier installed too. If you don't have that, go to extensions, type in Prettier. So you're wondering like how am I saving things in like auto formats? That's this right here. And there's a bunch of videos showing like how to make it customized, but I'll leave that for another video. Alright, what happened? Oh no. Okay, yeah. So now if we scroll down underneath this card section, we basically have a similar, actually yeah, before we do that, change this icon name to FA-users and change schedule call to right here the A tag for the button to sign up. Put the H1, let's change that to join our team. H2 can be sign up today, and then here it'll just be see what makes us different. I think I put up again in the original sign, but okay, so now if I make this desktop view, you can see like it automatically filled the styles, but pretty much I think I forgot one thing too, is go back because I don't want it to be the same color. The card, main image card, after the class, add ID equals to quotes dash card 2. Save it. And there we go. Okay, perfect. Alright, so now we got different colors. So pretty much now we got majority of the site minus the footer. So you can see it's like this. And then also the font. We haven't imported the font either, but you get the point. And now let's finish up with the footer, and then we can go to the fun stuff, which is JavaScript, and add all our fancy effects. Alright, so the footer section shouldn't be too hard. Basically, we're going to do footer section. Now I'm going to say dot footer underscore container. Under here, I'm going to say dot footer underscore links. And then let me scroll up. Let's say dot footer underscore link dash wrapper. And then in here, I'm going to say dot footer underscore link dash items. And then here, I'm just having h2 that says about us. Underneath there, I'm having h tag that simply just says /sign. What did I put? Yeah, sign dash up. And then push put how it works. Then here I can just hold shift down and just basically copy and paste this. And then you can change this one to like testimonials. And then here you can change this one to careers. And then here you can change this one to terms of service. Now all I need to do now is literally copy and paste this. So highlight the footer items div, and then all the a tag aside, and then just paste it below. So we're still in the footer wrapper, and then 1, and then 2. And that's pretty much it in terms of the actual thing. Only thing you do now is, let me see, I have another thing underneath this, but let me add it after. But right now you can see this is our footer, and they're all the same thing. So you can go in here individually, change the headings, and then the actual insides. But since I already have mine coded out, I don't want to waste time like individually typing all that stuff out for you. So let me just go ahead and let me see. Let me paste this. And one thing I forgot to do, this is the big mistake every time, is make sure after here's the first footer link wrap, then you have your second footer link wrap, put a closing div tag for the actual, just put a closing div tag, because you want the footer link wrapper to wrap around only 2. So now underneath that second one, we gotta do another one. So dot footer underscore link dash wrapper, and then command X, and then paste this one right below here. So now you can see we have 2 wrappers. Here's 1, and then here is 2. So now I'm gonna go ahead and actually paste mine from my original code so that we can actually save some time. And basically it's just gonna have like the customized footer text. You paste that here, save it, and you can see I just have all this here. And then underneath the let's see, social media, we got this div, then the wrapper div, and then we have this third div, which is the footer links. So underneath there, I'm gonna press enter. So we still have, let's see, footer container, still inside the footer container. And basically, let me see, what's this last div go to? Actually, I shouldn't even be there. I'm not even sure with that last div. I think I have an extra div. Not sure where that div came from. Alright, yeah. So now, this one is pretty much the social media links. So let's just go ahead and just write this out. So let me say, let's see what I do. Section dot social underscore media. Press tab. Let me say dot, let me scroll up, social underscore media dash wrap. And then let's see, dot footer underscore logo. And then in here I'm gonna have an a tag with the hashtag ID, so footer underscore logo. Href should be a slash, And then here, let's just put the name of our website. We'll just call it just color. And then underneath this div, press enter. I have a p tag dot websites underscore rights. Press tab, and I think it's, let's see, I think it's option G. Yeah, option G on Mac. So I think that's Alt G on Windows, and then it just makes the copyright sign, then say color 2020 dot, and then say all rights reserved. And then underneath this p tag, I'm gonna press enter, and then we're gonna have the social icons. I'm gonna say dot social underscore icons. Press tab. Then I'm gonna have dot social underscore icon dash link, and then press tab here, and then the slash is simply gonna be a slash here. And then we'll simply just put the Facebook icon. So it's going to say, I press tab, and then inside the opening tag, I'm going to say class equals to FAB space FA dash Facebook. Let's save this here. And then I can simply just copy the A tags over and over. So simply here, take this A tag, press enter, press enter, press enter, press enter. So we have Facebook. Next one, let's just change this one to Instagram. And then let's change this one to YouTube. Let's do Facebook is LinkedIn. And I think, did I put another one? Yeah, Twitter. Twitter's the other one. Twitter. And then also, since these are icons linking to something off, if you go into like the A tag, we have to put target equals to underscore blank in order to make it open in a new tab. So just note that if you want to do that, that's how you'd have to do it, and you just add that to every single tag. And then pretty much should be set. So let me check below. So now you can see way down here, we got a little icon. And I think, yeah, we got all 5, perfect. All right. So now let's see, I got the div section, and then a div, and the script. Okay, perfect. So now let's go to styles.css, and then let's edit the footer CSS. All right, so the first one, let's do footer underscore container. And let me scroll up, and let's just do background dash color to be hashtag 131313. Let's do padding 5 ram 0. Displays flex direction column, and then let's do justify content center, and then align items center. And then let's go under here, let's do hashtag footer underscore logo, and let's say color hashtag FFF. Display flex, align items center, cursor pointer, text decoration none, font size 2 rem. So far nothing's changed too much. And then under the footer logo, let's do dot footer underscore links. Let's say width 100%, max width, I want it to be 1000 pixels, display flex, and then justify content center. And then underneath here, let's do dot footer underscore link dash wrapper, and let's just put display to be flex. And then in here, let's do dot footer underscore link dash items. Let's say display flex direction column. Let's do a line items that starts, or a flex start, I bet. flex start, and then let's do margin of 16 pixels. Text align, I want that to be left. Let's do width to be 160 pixels, and then box sizing to be border dash box. So let's see what's going on right now. So now it has a little frame to it. And then now we can go ahead and let's target the H2s. So I'm just gonna copy this class here, say H2, and then simply just say margin dash bottom of 16 pixels. And then let's check it out here. And then let me just say color to be hashtag FFF. And then we can do, let's see, dot footer underscore link dash dash items A. Let me say color to be hashtag FFF, text decoration to be none, and then margin dash bottom to be 0.5 rem. And then let's do dot footer underscore link dash dash items of A colon hover. And simply you can change the color to E9 with a transition of 0.3 ease dash out. Then also I'm gonna put it on the main so that we have little like bounce effects. And now you can see we got a little hover action. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. And then let's target the social icons now. So this one is, let's see, dot social underscore icon dash dash link. Let me just say color to be hashtag FFF, font size to be 24 pixels, and then dot social underscore media. Let's say max width to be 1000 pixels, width to be 100%. And then underneath here, let's do social underscore media dash dash wrap. Let's put display flex, justify content space between. Let's do a line items to be center, and then let's do a width of 90%. And then let's do max width to be 1000 pixels. And then margin will simply be 40 pixels by auto 0 auto. And then underneath the wrap, I'm gonna do dot social underscore icons, display flex, justify content space between, align items center, and then width to be 240 pixels. And then let's do dot social underscore logo. And actually, let me see if I even have, actually no, we don't even have, yeah, I think I removed it earlier. So let me just check everything down here. All right, so far everything's good. So we just need to do website rights now. So let's do that website underscore rights, say color, hashtag FFF. And in terms of the footer, everything is clean. The only thing is it's not mobile responsive, but you can see we got this here. So now let's make it mobile responsive. So at media, screen and max width of 820 pixels. This is the breakpoint where I had mine doing it, so I just did it there. I'm just gonna say, let's see, dot footer underscore links, padding dash top to be 2 rem, and then let's see, hashtag footer underscore logo is not, actually we don't even have a footer logo. Let me check. Yeah, we did. Okay. Logo, this will be margin underscore. Actually, not underscore. What am I doing? Margin dash bottom to rem. And then underneath there, we'll see dot website underscore rights margin bottom of to rem. And I'm gonna have dot footer underscore link dash wrapper. That's gonna be full X direction of column. And then let's do dot social underscore media dash wrap full X direction column. And then the last one on the mobile for 480 pixel add media screen and max dash width 480 pixels. Let's do dot footer underscore link dash items margin of 0, padding of 10 pixels, and then a width of 100%. And now you can see we have our footer. Perfect. So now what is next? Here is the fun stuff. So right now everything clicks and everything goes. The only problem is we don't have our fancy, I'll go to the original site. We don't got a little animation. We don't got the JS right here. So this is the part that makes it way cooler and way more fun to build. So now let's go and edit that. And also when you click on the menu, but they don't exit. So you gotta write those functions here too. So let me command B, let me go to app.js, and let's get started. All right, so this one's gonna be quite interesting. All right, so if you never did JavaScript that much, then this video will be really helpful. But if you already know JavaScript, then this should be a good refresher. So let's see. One thing I want to do is I want to bring in some things here. So I'm going to bring in the const. It's going to be our navbar logo. So I'm going to say nav logo. I'm going to say that equal to document.query selector, and I'm going to target the ID of navbar underscore logo. And now let me go under here, and now let's do the highlight menu first. All right, so this one's not too bad, but okay, basically I'm going to create a function. So let me just say, let's see what I'm going to do. Show active menu when scrolling. All right, so here let's create a function. So I'm going to do an arrow function, and I'm just going to call this one highlight menu. So let's just say const. Name of the function will be highlight menu. So then you go to an arrow function with the curly braces. And pretty much here, I have to actually target all of the menus. So like home, about, services. So you go to the top. Where's that? I got these IDs, home page, about page, services page, and sign up. So right now, I don't think I have to target sign up yet. So only these top three. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say const. And also I need to target the actual class highlight. So that's the little active border we have created in the CSS earlier. So I'm just going to call this like short for like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. You name it whatever you want to. Element, whatever. And then I'm going to say document.query selector. And now I'm going to target the highlight class. And then next, let me just copy and paste these. So I'm going to say shift alt down arrow. So I'm going to say home, about, services. So basically there's three. So this first one here, let's change this one to, I'm going to name this home menu. Name whatever you want to. And then in the query selector, I'm going to have the ID of home dash page. For this one's going to be about menu. And then the query selector is going to be targeting the hashtag about dash page. And then we have the services menu, and that's going to target the hashtag services dash page. So again, these are these IDs on the nav that we created earlier right here, just in case you're not getting it. And then what I need to do is I have to essentially have a scroll position that shows me what we're actually positioned at. So this one, I'm going to call this let, and then I'm going to say scroll POS, just for scroll position for short. I'm going to set that equal to window.scroll of Y. So right now, if I were to console.log this, you would basically be able to see the positioning, but I already did this earlier. So let me see if I can, I don't think it's gonna run yet because it's gonna have some errors. So let's write the logic first, and then we can do the console log after. I'll show you how I did it. But let's do here, and this pretty much adds the highlight class to my menu items. So right now, this is the logic we're gonna write, and this is the way I wrote it, and it's just easy to read. But feel free to refactor it, make it cleaner. Let me know how you did it in the comments below. But basically, we're gonna have if statements, if else, whatever you want to call them. Say if, and then we're gonna say window.innerWidth. And the reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to only display the highlight when it's on a desktop view. On mobile, I don't want the mobile nav to show the highlight. So I want to make sure if the width of the window is greater than 960 pixels, so meaning my first breakpoint was at like around 960. So pretty much the minute you see the hamburger menu, I don't want this class to work anymore. So I have to make sure it's greater than 960. So once it hits right there, right when you can see the actual menu navs, I want this highlight class, the little hover effect, to work only at that point. Anything after here with the mobile stuff, I don't want it to work. So that's this first line here. And so we're gonna do the double and. So I need this, and I want the scroll pause, which is, again, this is the window to scroll. I want our positioning to be less than 600. Now you're wondering how to get this number. I'll show you guys at the end. But basically, when you console.log the scroll window.scroll Y, you can see like what pixels are at, particularly when you're scrolling on your website. So again, it's gonna be different on your design, but for mine, I have it at 600 pixels, which is pretty much, like, let me show you the main one. As long as once I get to here, so once I get past 600 pixels, it switches to about. So right there, you see that? So like, you could do it like here, or I did it a little earlier, because on like, at the very bottom, it's like right here where it's touching, like right there, that's like 700 something pixels. But I wanted to do like down here, right there, because like I'm not on home anymore. I'm pretty much like on the next section. So that's just what I'm doing right here. So that's that line right there. And then if that is true, then I want to target home menu. And then I want to add a class. So you say class list dot add, and I want to add the class highlight. But the thing is, when you do this, you end up, when you scroll past the about section, it ends up adding it to, and then you scroll past the next section, it ends up adding it to as well. So for this one, I want to make sure I have the about menu now I'm targeting, and I'm going to say class list dot remove. I'll remove the class from the about. So when I scroll back up, let me show you. When I scroll from home down to sign up, back up, right now, right when I get to home, you see how it disappears? So it removes the class from about, and then it adds it to the home. So you see that? Like that. That's what this line of code is doing right here. And then I'm going to return, because if you don't return, we have essentially an error where you have the click, because I'm also going to have it where you click it too. And then if you don't have the return, it's going to look really weird and mess up your code. So make sure you return it. And then else if, let me just copy this this logic here, this parentheses. The window width still going to be the same, but I want to change the scroll positioning to 1400. Curly brace here. And then now I want to target the about menu. Then I want to add the class list dot add highlight now, because now we're in the about menu section. And then what I want to do is I want to do the home menu dot class list dot remove, and I want to remove the highlight class from the home, and then also the services menu too. I want to do class list dot remove the highlight class here too. So I want to make sure that only the about menu has the class highlight. Everything else is removed. So it doesn't matter where I scroll, and then I just simply return here. And then copy. Let me just copy and paste this basically because it's pretty similar. And then else if window less than 1060, and then the scroll for the services is gonna be 2, 3, 4, 5. About menu class list, we're gonna change add to remove. Home menu, we're gonna keep. Actually, we're gonna delete home menu because it's when you scroll back up, it essentially removes it in there. Right when you pass about, it removes it, so it's essentially clean. And then services menu, let's do add. Actually, yeah. Let's do add, and then let me make sure, let me bring this one as the first one just to make sure. So I just change it up there, and then returns. And right now this works, but the problem is the element, I don't want it to actually keep it on here. So let me show you. I'm gonna say if, and then our little element, the highlight class, if the highlight class, so elm, and window dot inner width is less than 960, and the scroll positioning is less than 600, or element is true, then I basically want to do elm.classList.remove of highlight. So essentially this, when you do the click to, you'll notice it, that it essentially, when I click on the icon here, actually let me show you, like you click here, it switches it here too. Then also when I go to the mobile nav, you can see that we don't have our little icon, which is perfect. And then at the bottom, in order to actually get this to work, so actually, can I zoom out? It's kind of, let me zoom out for a bit. See if you can still see this, but basically now what I want to do is how we can actually trigger this. So in order to trigger this, we need to actually call this function highlight menu, because right now nothing's doing it. So in order to do that, we got to say window.add event listener. So let me zoom back in. Event listener. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen for two things. First one, for this one, is going to just be a scroll. And then I want to call the highlight menu that we just created. And then I'm going to hold shift down arrow, copy, paste this. And next I'm going to have a click. So I want both to happen. So essentially scroll and click. So let me go to our main again. And let's see if this actually worked. So now you can see scrolling. And it's working. Everything's still fine here, like this. Now let me make sure if I click on home. Okay, so now so far everything looks good, but the problem is now is whenever we click on the actual mobile menu, see how it's still here. We need to get rid of that. And then before I continue, let me show you how I got these scroll wise in case you're wondering. So go back up to the highlight under the scroll position and just console.log scroll position, so POS. And then do Command Shift C on your keyboard, open up the console. Let me just show you. Go to responsive and let me drag this out. Alright, so right now you can see, actually maybe I go to 50%. Now you can see right here, the minute I scroll, look at the console, it's updating. So like right about, look at my nav bar right here is about 600-700. So I set it to be about here, and then it switches to about. So you can see here it's around 600-ish, and then it switches to about up here. And then when we keep going, it gets to our services section, which is about like 1600-ish, give or take. And if you go back to the code, you can see I set it to be like 1400 because I want it to be a little earlier. Because like right here, we're like 13, and right at the bottom we finished off, so I was like, might as well put it there. And then for the next one, it's around like the 2400 mark. And again, if your site has a different design, then you obviously have to create different scroll positionings, but you can see the point. So that's essentially how I came up with those numbers and how I got that. And then you can see it's like 230.45 or 2345. And then let me just comment this out. And now let's go ahead and let's do the click one too. Because if you notice, let me show you. If I click it, it works as well, but the problem is, let me see. But the problem is the mobile nav. So let's go ahead, let's write the code to actually make it to where when I click this, it actually disappears. So let's go ahead and let me just write this down here. Let me just say close mobile menu when clicking on a menu item. So here I'm just gonna say const hide mobile menu. I'm calling the name of this function. So that equal to parentheses. So equal arrow function. And now it's pretty simple to say const menu bars is equal to document.query selector. And we're going to target the .is-active class. So essentially, if I click on the icon, then essentially I want this to close out the nav. So let me show you where is active. So right now you can see this divs here, and then if I go .is-active, you can see it's a little icon here. So I want to make sure I have menu bars targeted, and then pretty much what I'm going to say here, watch. So I'm going to say if the window dot inner width is less than or equal to 768 pixels. So you don't have to put pixels because it's just JavaScript. So just say the number. And the actual menu bars is true, which basically means whenever I click on this, it's open now. So now it's an X, and now the nav menu is down. So that means this is true now because it's active. It's basically activated. The class is active, which is right here. So if that's true, I want to target, get rid of this fine, the menu, and then I'm going to say .classless .toggle is-active. And I'm also going to target the menu links, which again, if we go to the top, this is our Navbar menu, which is the UL, which is essentially this Navbar menu in the UL, which contains our home, about, services, and sign up page. This entire div wrapping it, and I'm going to do .classlist.remove, and the trigger for this one is active. So the active is a class, remember, in the CSS that opens the nav from 1000 pixels. So right now this is active, not active, active, not active. And then underneath here we basically have to trigger this. So I'm gonna say menu links dot add event listener, and then you have the click event, and then I'm just gonna call the function so hide mobile menu, and then I'm gonna do shift alt down arrow again, because right now if I save this, click it, see how it works right now. The one thing we're forgetting is the icon. I click the icon, nothing happens. So I have to change this to nav logo, which is what I call the Navbar logo up here, which is again over this ID here, which is basically the word color. I'll save that there. And I'll click it, test everything's okay, icon's okay. And then also if I click here, about, services, home, sign up, color, how about highlights, shrink it again, make sure there's nothing there, and then looks like we're all set. So this is the completed design that we created for today. So if you did enjoy this video, then definitely go down below and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up, share this with your friends, comment down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, I pretty much document myself learning code and just building projects, sharing with you what I'm creating. So if you did find some value in this, let me know. Also, feel free to refactor the code. Let me know alternative ways to make this better, or any cool effects you guys want to add to it. And again, I have the source code in the bio too, so in case you had some errors or anything, all that stuff's down below. And aside from that, I will see you in the next video. Peace.